Hey folks, how's it going? Coach Patrick here, Endurance Nation, with a slightly delayed Facebook Live presentation. I want to thank you guys for your patience today as I was adventurifying myself in Zwift. I got a little carried away and missed my time slot to talk to you. Today's topic is about leveraging your passion for gain in terms of moving forward as an endurance athlete. And so I wanted to talk briefly about it, even though I don't have a ton of time today. I still want to communicate this information out to you simply because I think it's really important. So much of what we do as endurance athletes these days has been really boiled down into technology and science. And it's got a means of turning all the magic that is endurance sports into formulas, into equations, right? Like running isn't just running anymore. Running is like a series of strides that have, leg spring stiffness. A workout isn't a workout. It's got training stress points associated with it and everything. And what I find is that reductionism of what we do as endurance athletes, from the art form that really is motion, is sport, down to the numbers, can really take away from the joy of what you're doing. You could go out and have a fantastic run, and then you get back and look at your watch or your computer and say, it wasn't a great run. Like I thought the whole time it was great. I had a great time when I was doing it. I feel good right now, but the numbers tell me otherwise, and I'm really kind of not so happy about it anymore. And I think what I want to talk to you about today specifically is reconnecting a little bit with your passion, right? Like what got you into the sport, but also what drives you to go out there and to be active, whether it's on a daily basis or towards different events and so on, is tapping into that passion to understand that it's that creative aspect of who you are as an athlete that is going to allow you to move forward, right? So people will look at the technology for gains. They'll use technology for targets. They'll use technology for affirmation that they're moving forward. I've created more training stress. I've run a little further. I've run a little faster. But at the end of the day, that's not what's going to move the chains, right? That's not what's going to set you apart from your starting self to your future and better improved self. That version of you has to be someone who simply just loves what you do, right? Like you love to move, you love to bike, you love to swim, you love to run. You are effectively creating something every time that you lace on those shoes, put on your swimsuit, put on the bike shoes and the helmet, and get outside and be an active version of yourself. You're effectively making a better version of you. And sometimes the numbers can't keep up. So when we think about our season and we think about moving forward, I want you to step away. Use what's happening right now in the world of the pandemic as an opportunity. Not to say I can't race, so I'm in a tough spot, but to say I can't race, and what can I do instead? That you have freedom, right? Some people look at this and say, this is terrible. I've got no races. It's going to be an awful year. You have freedom without races. You could do almost anything you wanted. You can come up with your own event if you wanted to do it. You could come up with your own version of epic, your own version of awesome. You could reach out to your friends and come up with a challenge locally, be socially distanced and have fun. You can create something this year, the beginning of this year at the very least, that is completely unique, that matches your personality and dials in to everything that you're thinking about in terms of who you are as an athlete. So when I work with athletes, I really, really, really try to walk that line of saying, how do we get you moving forward in the progress that you want, but also not losing sight of who you are? And it's really that fundamental element, that fundamental passion of who you are as an athlete that is really critical. So take a moment this weekend and sit down for a second and just, when you have a chance, just compose yourself and just reach down and sort of say, hey, what are a couple of the things that I just love to do as an athlete? Forget about targets, forget about bets with friends, forget about what, the race directors and associations say that you should be striving for as a goal. What's a goal that really resonates with you? It doesn't have to be big. It could be something, really unique. It could be, I don't know, running to every coffee shop in your town. It could be, doing some kind of a relay race, right? It could be exploring a new part of your city, or going on a place for a hike, or going for a bike ride, or something that you've never done before that you're really into. I encourage you to take advantage of the time that we've been given to explore that passion and to find a direction. We talk about it all the time inside the team. that we have this fitness and you have an opportunity to do some really cool stuff with that fitness. And this is your permission slip to do just that. And it's really important to do this because we will come back to the numbers. We will come back to precision. We'll come back to performance. That's just part of who we are as well. There's a dual aspect to it. But at the same time, we need the passion as a strength, as a source of energy, something to carry us through those times when we are having to face the numbers and we're pushing ourselves, that we have a light at the end of the tunnel. We have a strong foundation that we're working off of. And it's that deep connection to what drives you as an athlete. All right. So I apologize for such a fast presentation today. Just so much going on here. And obviously next week is school vacation week here. So I will be in and out of the office for a little bit as we try and spend some quality time with the family. But I will be accessible to the community and so on. So I want to thank you for your patience. If you have any questions or thoughts or just some ideas, I'd love to see from you in the comments below here in the video. I'll come back and check them out later. Just to hear what you're into, what you're thinking of, what you're going to do to make the most of this year, especially the early part of this year. We don't have a ton of races on the schedule. All right. Thanks so much, folks. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I look forward to hearing from you. Be safe out there and stay healthy.